Hello, everyone. Today, our topic is executive presence. So, have you ever noticed that some people don't speak much, but the moment they enter a room, everyone takes them seriously? They don't panic, they don't shout, they don't show confusion, but somehow they're the ones controlling the room. That is executive presence. To give you a definition, executive presence is the ability to stay calm, confident, and near clear, especially in stressful situations. In simpler terms, executive presence means how you show up when things go wrong. Anyone can look confident when things are going smoothly, but the real test is under pressure. For example, when your boss is watching, or a client is angry, or you don't have the right answers immediately. That is where the real executive presence comes into play. I'll give you my own personal example. When I had joined a CA firm as an accountant, my role was ITR filing for clients and GST filing. It was done for various businesses, HUFs, and individuals. So what happened is, along with me, there was another joinee that had joined with me, and both of us were there on the first day. For the first few days, we learned how the things worked, what job we had to do, how we had to get things done for clients accordingly in time. But we never really had any client interaction. So, but and what happened is, our colleagues, which were our seniors, they had embedded this fear in our heads that some of the clients were very dangerous, some of them were very grumpy, even asked technical financial questions when they themselves had no base or the knowledge of that, and they were just not satisfied with the answer no matter how much easily you give them. And so, one of those days, the joinee that was with me, she was given a client that was an old man, and while filing his return, she put his name wrongly in the document. The name was misspelled. He saw that, he called up the office, he got there right away, and he shouted at her so much. Unfortunately, even our boss, our CA, ma'am, was not there to handle the situation because she was in a meeting. And none of the colleagues were right there and then present to address the situation. Me and her were just looking at the client, and he kept shouting at how bad this firm was and how his things were not getting done in time this time. And on more of that, on top of that, he even asked us a technical question, which was, his query was that his income was slightly a little bit above the slab rate, and he was questioning why he was not getting taxed when he was in fact above the slab rate. We didn't have the answer, we were new, but I knew I had to handle the situation before it got any worse. So I stepped in, even though it was not my client, and I told him to calm down. I apologized to him, and I told him that his questions will be answered, but for now, I will correct his document and I will submit it and get things done. So he remained calm for that time being, and after that, I acknowledged how interesting and intriguing his question was. Even though he had no finance background, his question was very interesting, and that I was really happy how he asked us something that even we did not have answer to. I asked him a little bit more time to research, and during that time, I researched and I got the answers. And the answer was under the rebate scheme of Income Tax Act, where the government leaves a little bit breathing room for individuals, where they don't have to pay tax even if they uh, exceed the slab limit a little bit. I gave him this answer. He was really happy, but more so, he was proud on how he asked a good question to us. At the end of the day, he left the office happy, and he even praised me for clearing his doubts, and even told to our boss about me. So that way, even though the two of us had joined the firm, I got a more better edge, a more advantageous position in that firm with just this one interaction. And that is how even my manager was impressed with me. So this was one example of executive presence, and it shows It goes to show how important it is for us to have executive presence in our workplace. And not just in our workplace, but in our lifestyle itself. We have to embed in our lifestyle and have that executive presence in us, which comes with practice. Thank you. That is all for today. I hope you like watching my videos. Thank you.